Greetings, great people. As always, I do my very best to come to you with love, compassion, and I think most importantly, gratitude. But yesterday and months ago, I kept seeing this video. It's a podcast called Pivot with some old former athletes. I think football. Matter of fact, it is football. Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor. I think the other brother name is Channing something. I can't really remember his full name. I hope I'm getting that correct. But anyhow, they had a show where Michael Beasley, a former NBA player, was on there and said, man, he just kind of just said, and I'm paraphrasing, he appreciate what the show is trying to do, but it's a lot of days that he just want to check out. That he's tired. He's exhausted from just the mental capacity of trying to deal with his daily life. And that's why he finds himself in the gym so much, just to avoid dealing with the mental health issues that he seems to keep having going on in his head. Then after that, I was watching a podcast with CARMELO Anthony, and I forgot the brother name he does it with, but Method Man was on there and having a serious conversation about his mental health and what he's had to do to overcome those challenges. And it's another one that all of a sudden I drew a blank on. But the point being is that there are a lot of men that we would assume in the celebrity, entertaining, and athletic world that have all the money, the fame, and this and that and the other, that they should be fine. They should be living their life. But for some reason, they're struggling mentally. And a lot of times they say it's just so much pressure on them to do this and do that, or for whatever the other reasons are. But I want to really bring more light to that, and even talking about my journey on how I allowed society to make me feel as if I got a lot of money, a lot of cars, a lot of this, a lot of that I should be fine. But what I noticed is that when I accomplished certain levels of high finances, multiple cars, multiple houses, traveling the world, doing this and that, I found myself even struggling even more inside. And part of that was because when I think back on it, is that I knew I had people around me based off those things that didn't necessarily love me for me, or was giving me that unconditional love and support that we all want and we all need deep down. This is a tough society. It's promoted. If you're not tough, you're losing. If you show your feelings, especially as a man, if tears are flowing through your eyes. And by the way, with Michael Beasley and a lot of times on the Pivot podcast, they're always in tears. And I like that part. I actually love that part of it because they're releasing those energies and they're not making men feel any type of way when those energies are being released, because we all need that release. But going back to myself, I allowed outside distractions to make me believe that if I got the fanciest cars or trucks or houses or yachts, that I'm cool, I'm okay. And then I also allowed that to attract the wrong people in my life or back into my life. So I was humbled in a way where I started losing important people in my life. You always hear me talk about my brother, and you hear me talk about my daughter's mom, which, by the way, I have to do a better video on my daughter's mom and the loss that my daughter and myself have suffered. I never really talked about what I suffered through that loss, and I'll get to that in another video. But being tired of life, being tired of yourself, being tired of your surroundings, being tired of your environment, most times don't even have anything to truly do with anybody else. It really has to do with the things that you keep thinking about within yourself, right? And then the problem that I've seen to keep having is that when I do decide to share with people that I consider to be a very important part of my life, it doesn't go well. And I'm not going to get into the reasons or their perception And because I realized that I used to be that same way, I used to be that person who, when someone was trying to express themselves to me, I would take it personally and make it about me, when really when they were just trying to just tell me how they feel. And that's why I'm at a place where even if I don't agree with what is being said to me, I have to respect and validate their feelings and figure out a proper response in doing that. Recently, I found myself just in a place of just keeping a lot of things to myself. And I know it's not healthy. It's not. We think it is, but it's not. And it shows in other ways. It shows in fat stress. It shows in headaches. It shows in high blood pressure. It shows in all these things. And I don't have any of that. I'm lucky to be healthy. Of course, at times my weight may go up and down, but overall, I'm a healthy man. And I'm very grateful for that. But I still battle with a lot of internal things. And the reason I share all this is not to talk so much about me, but I'm hoping to reach those men that feel this way and don't over and understand why they feel this way. Because when you deal with emotions, we were never taught to deal with that, right? We were never taught how to process when trauma and fear and anxiety and depression and all these things builds up within us. We're taught to just, be around more people, go out more, party more, drink more, smoke more. That's why when you see someone who has a lot of friends, or a lot of so-called friends, right? A lot of people around them, they cannot sit alone. They cannot just stay in the house or stay in a room by themselves. That is nothing but trauma. Absolutely nothing but trauma. I've been that person. I've been the most popular person in high school. I've been the most popular person in the streets to a sense. And it was to avoid all the internal bullshit that I had going on within me. And now that I'm learning to process those things, it's overwhelming. I get even more tired. I know it's for my benefit. I know it's for my greatness, but I get tired. And that's what you're starting to see in a lot of these celebrities, athletes, men that's truly trying to correct themselves within. It's a great thing and it's a bad thing. And I always talk about duality. When you're having great moments, right next to you are going to be bad moments. It's just a life. So it's the cycle of life. So all of a sudden you're exhausted, you're tired, and you could be the most athletic, in the gym person in the world, but you find yourself tired. And it's not because you're really physically tired, it's because you're mentally and emotionally tired. So shouts out to the men that's speaking up, that's being a difference, that's sharing their story, that's keep pushing through. They're not giving up. They're not quitting. They're learning how to reset their levels. They're learning how to sit alone still. They're learning how to process things better. Man, it's a beautiful thing. Even on the tired side, it's still a beautiful thing. So I want us to keep pushing. Keep doing the work. Keep understanding how important it is to be consistent and disciplining yourself. Keep over and understanding how important it is to find peace, not happiness. I think I'm going to just make that a video as well. Just how do you find peace, not happiness? I think that's very important. But until then, respect the journey, love the journey, be the journey, be you within the journey, and don't let anyone else distract you from your peace. Your boy. Thanks again.